a beautiful new low density subdivision. I guess technically 2 low density subdivisions, but they're looking super nice, man. I like them. I'm liking the way that they're looking. Yeah, I think they're looking really, really cool. Digging them a lot. Then we have this really cool pedestrian only area that has a car on it. That's fantastic. Love that. But you are seeing people walking around. You know, we have our little townhomes over here. We have this path at the back of our row houses, which I think are looking really cool. And we're seeing insane utilization of our 2 new parking lots that we put here. These parking lots were supposed to be for the people that live in this area. Hopefully they're using it. I do see them driving around on these pedestrian paths. I think we need to give them a ticket. And the addition of our subway line. This is our subway rail. We are connecting up our college, our downtown, our harbor, our new high density location, as well as our new pedestrian only facility and even our low density area, which this subway station might not get a lot of utilization, but it's important for the infrastructure of the town. But guys, let's get into the meat and the potatoes. We are now in the large city, which is fun. We just got 3 stacks, 12 development points, and 21 permits. So we really have tons of development points now and tons of permits that we really have not utilized pretty much at all. So that's really fun. We can pretty much buy whatever we want at this point, which is amazing because our population is starting to really grow and we are making tons of money. We're making 300,000 an hour, which I wish I was making that in real life. 7 million a month. Again, wish I was making that in real life. Wouldn't that be cool? But we're making tons of money, which means that we can now get some really nice stuff. Like, for example, we can, like this disease control center. This is just an example. I'm not saying that we need to put this in now, but before that 500,000 a month would have literally crippled us. Now we can get it and we're good to go. We're chilling. We can do all these kind of things and we need to start. Today though, what we are going to be working on is we're going to fill in this area up here with some low density because we desperately need it. We have a huge demand for low density and we now have 0 low density in downtown McLakeyFace. The only place for our low density is in Towny McLakeyFace. So now we need to add some more. One thing that we're going to do we have a crash here? A traffic jam. Okay, it's just busy. There's traffic jams everywhere. The one thing I want to do is I want to come over here and I want to test something out. I did this in the workshop and then I forgot to check it. So let's try it. We are just going to be basically adding a road right here and then coming back over into here and squaring this off. And I'm going to click I so that we go out of whatever that thing was. Perfect. Cool. So now we'll come back at the end of this episode, if I remember, and we will check to see if the garbage has been picked up. I'm thinking that maybe because there's 2 areas over here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get moving. So if we come over here, it's not rush hour. When rush hour is when this starts to get very, very, very busy. So it's not rush hour right now. So the traffic is going to be pretty good around here. So we don't have to worry about it for now, but we will check it out later. At the end of the episode, we did add this bridge. And I'm wondering if like these cars aren't supposed to stop, but I think they're stopping for people. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn off pedestrian crossing on this road right here. And I'm hoping that that kind of lets this area go a little bit faster, right? They'll still have to wait around these other crossings, but at least if there's no crossing here, it should hopefully make things go a little bit faster. But again, we'll check on that afterwards. Our traffic is going to be something that we're constantly checking on. So yeah. Now let's get into what we're doing today. So the first thing is I want to create a little area over here because we have all of this space. And even though it does look good with, you know, just like kind of like an open field, it would be fun if we put something over here. And one thing that we really haven't touched is a pedestrian area. So that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to be using our pedestrian streets and we're going to be creating a little pedestrian area over here. So I'm going to turn off everything except snap to zoning cell length, 90 degree, and then existing geography because I want to make sure that this looks, that this fits properly. So we're going to come out 112 here and then we're going to bring it over and we're going to link up over here. And this should be perfect on the bottom. And then this top one is all kind of weird, but that's okay. We don't really have to worry about that top one. The bottom one is what I'm really worried about. And then we're going to come down. So 112 would be a perfect zonable square here, but I want to do something a little bit different. So we're going to grab our pedestrian street and we're going to come down 120 and then we're going to come over. Perfect, just like that. This is a little funky, so we're gonna take that out and try again. Still giving us some fun stuff. And I'm wondering, is it because we have, it shouldn't be because our terrains are messed up. Interesting, it's giving us problems for some reason. So maybe I try to redraw it and see if that fixes anything. Perfect. So I think it started from up here. This was a little off. So this is just going to be our little pedestrian area. And then we're going to come into roads. And with these roads, we're going to connect up with our highway over here. Perfect, perfect. And then we're going to come into our parking, and we're going to come into our very large parking lot, and we're going to place a parking lot right here. And this parking lot is going to kind of act as the parking lot for this entire region over here. So if you live over here in this like pedestrian area, then the idea would be that you come over, you walk over to the parking lot, and then you can drive around anywhere you are. And in the end of the or later on in the episode, we're going to be adding subway as well. So we're going to put a subway station over here by the parking lot, and then that way the people that live in this pedestrian area kind of have everything that they need. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is I want to add a path back here. And we're gonna start it from the middle right here, and we're gonna bring it all the way over to here. And the reason why we're going out a little bit is because I want to continue this path afterwards, after we build out this area, because this could be like a nice little mini sort of park. It's gonna be by the highway, so maybe not the safest park in the entire world, but you know. Then what we're gonna do over here, I would love to add townhomes over here, and these ones we can keep as townhomes, which will be quite nice. Yeah, we can keep these as townhomes, whereas everything else I feel like we've kind of switched from townhomes to something else. And I wanted to put the path back here. Basically, I was scrolling Reddit one day, as one does, and I saw a really cool idea where this guy had these townhomes, and then he had a path in the middle, and it just looked very neighborly, if that makes sense. Like, it looked like everyone was hanging out and having a good time. So I kind of wanted to emulate it over here. And then on this other side, we're gonna add some commercial. So on this side, we're gonna go with high density commercial because we need it. We have quite the demand for commercial, and this area, it just kind of makes sense. And on this other side, we're going to have, on these corners, we're gonna have some mixed zoning, just like that. And then we're going to have some medium density along here, and we're gonna kind of put these in individually. That way they're different, they grow at different rates. And I want to have this back section as a path, as a walking path. So let's actually add that in now as well. And I don't know if it'll look as nice as our path by our townhomes, but it should look pretty cool. And that way it kind of tapers down our density over here as well. And I think it's gonna look super, super cool over here. On this other side, I'm thinking we can add like an actual park. So if we come over here, thinking we can do like maybe like some tennis courts, a basketball court, cool. And then we'll leave the rest there. So two tennis courts and one basketball court. And then we'll have some paths that kind of walk around here as well. So we'll send these up for now, knowing that we're gonna move them later on or continue them on later on. Perfect, cool, I like that. I think that's gonna look really cool. And then let's add a little park area over here. And like nothing crazy over here, but you know, just like a little bit of something is kind of what I'm thinking. And maybe we're going a little bit overkill with all of the paths right now. And that definitely could be a possibility. But that's okay, because we're having fun, you know? We're having fun. And honestly, let's add one right here as well. Perfect. I think that is going to be good for over here. And then on this other side, we're honestly just going to come in here with some vegetation. We're going to turn our brush size way down. That way we get it accurate in where we want to put these. And we're going to turn our brush strength up to 100. And we're just going to litter some trees around here. And I think that's going to help make this a little bit of a forest over here, right? And it's going to help along our highway as well, just with some of our noise. We can also add sound barriers if these folks start complaining. But I think this is just going to be kind of nice. And we're going to leave this open for now, because afterwards when we start to add our subways over here, and it seems like we don't have any room for hickories. After we move after we move we create our subway stations over here, then we'll finish this area out. Cool, cool, cool. And these guys are stopping. There's a light here, and there's not supposed to be a light. So let's try to take that off. Oh, and the light, it doesn't go off. Very, very strange. Don't know how to fix that. Let's try taking this out, shall we? Let's take it out and put it back in and see if that fixes our problem. We'll come... Cool. And now let's see if we can turn off this light. Now the lights are off. Okay. And then I'm going to come in here because people are going to park over here and we can't have that. That would be ridiculous. We're going to add trees over here. And hopefully that works nicely. Then we can take off our crossings everywhere. We don't have crossings over there. We have a crossing here. We also want to take off the crossing there. We want this to be through traffic. We want it to work nicely. Cool, cool, cool. And then we have to just add this one path in. And then this area, for now at least, is pretty complete. Oh, I see. That added a light. Ah, that makes sense. That should be good there. We are seeing some stopping over here. That's because people are changing lanes. Love the traffic in this game. It just makes a whole lot of sense. And now if we look over here, this looks quite nice. You know, we got a little bumpy, but that's okay. But now you kind of walk back here and it looks kind of inviting. The only issue that I wish that we could solve is having like little paths come back here. How does this look? It actually looks pretty decent. So I'm gonna test something out real quick. We're gonna add paths all along here. See, that didn't work. Does this look dumb? Well, with fences, yes, it does. So we're going to take these out, unfortunately. And then what we'll do instead is we're going to landscape a bit back here. So we'll come into our cultivated bushes and we'll come into singles and then we'll place these down. And these bushes are getting worse and worse as the more and more that I place them. So I'm going to take a deep breath and we're going to try to end it strong. All right, so the idea is that in between these bushes is where like the path would be. So as you walk down this path, you could kind of go into your backyard. These paths will realistically not get a lot of foot traffic because they don't really go anywhere, but that's okay. I think it's going to end quite nicely. Cool, cool, cool. Again, we're going to leave this area open for now. All right, and we're seeing some traffic jams. Love, love, love to see it. We're going to come into our roads and we're going to start building out these areas down here. So the first one that we're going to do is we're going to do this road right here. And I'm going to come into our 6-lane divided road and we're going to upgrade this road all the way to this roundabout. Perfect. And then after this roundabout, you kind of come into the highway interchange. So you don't really need to worry about that. But this roundabout or these roads should be upgraded. So we have our arterials along here. And then we need to also have a collector for each of these roads. So what we're going to do is send out a collector on either side that will kind of pick up all of the traffic on these roads. Perfect, just like that. And then we're going to send this collector out and it will probably end roughly here, actually. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. And then what we're going to do really quickly as well is we're just going to take out the lights over here. And I don't want this road to come and meet this highway because then this road is going to act as another way to get through. And actually it doesn't go up to here. So I think that that should be fine. So let's actually, I'm going to take back what I just said and we're going to send this out into this highway. But we are probably going to have to upgrade this road eventually because this 2-lane highway is just not going to cut it. Okay, so now we can come into our 2-lane roads and we can kind of grid this out a bit. So what I want to do is I would like to have zoning on just this road and we're not going to have any zoning on our arterial roads. When we're gridding this out, I want to make sure that when we place our paths down, that we're doing it like this, and that way we have full zoning capabilities on these roads and we're taking everything off of the other roads. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And really that's just so that we can maximize the amount of zonable area in this area. Perfect, just like that. And then we're gonna continue to be placing paths down just so that we remember exactly where these go. Perfect, and then this is a highway, so we don't really need to worry about that. Awesome, and then we'll just continue this north a bit. So we'll come up to here, and then we're gonna curve all the way up to about here, and we're gonna leave it here for now. We'll take this and we'll bring it all the way down here, and actually we're a little bit too far. So if we come down, meet up here, take this out, perfect. And now this part right here, I wanna make this a little bit nicer. Perfect. And honestly, I don't love this little intersection right here. We're gonna leave it for now, and then we'll see. And then yeah, let's just finish out our zoning in these areas. So our two collectors here, so we'll bring out a road right over here. We'll bring this road as well. Perfect. So we got a little area over here, and I think it's looking quite nice. And then we'll do the same thing down here as well. So we'll take this road, come straight out to about here, and then we'll bring it in right over here, and then we'll curve around our highway so we have our maximum zonable area. But I think we're actually gonna curve this a bit about here, and then come in right like here, and it'll be a little bit different. And then we can have a little mini cul-de-sac bulb right here. And I understand that this will be the only one that we have, but I think that's okay for the most part. What we will do though is make it really quickly. So we'll do 2490 and zoning cell line. So we're gonna come out 16, come up 16, out 16. Awesome, look at that. And then we have a little lake over here, which is kind of nice actually. So I think we won't put a road in here because I want to preserve this lake. I think it could be like a nice area for kind of like a city park. I know we don't really have that in this game, but we can have it in this area. I think that will look quite nice, but we will continue these roads out. Cool, cool, cool. And what we'll do actually, because we're gonna have this little lake over here, we're actually gonna take this road and we're just gonna curve it in. Perfect, just like that. And I think that looks quite nice. And then we'll come into our paths, and just like on this other side, we're gonna make sure that we don't have any zoning where we don't want it. Perfect, just like that. Cool, cool, cool. We will come in here though, and we will more than likely need an elementary school over here. So let's do that. Let's add one. We could add one right over here, and I think that's what we'll end up doing. We're not gonna have room to put one of those like nursing stations or whatever, but I think that'll be okay. I'm gonna put it here, and the reason for that is it's close to this area right here because you can hop on this collector and come right over, and you can also hop on this collector and come over here because this area over here was just a little bit red. So now this should be a little bit nicer. Perfect, and what we will do is we'll come in here with our playground, we'll place down the playground. Yeah, that's not gonna fit, that's okay. And honestly, we might just upgrade it as well. And I'm wondering, did we upgrade this one over here fully? We did not. So let's just do that. Yeah, we were at full capacity, which is kind of hilarious. So let's come over here and let's start zoning. Let's start zoning these areas. So I'm gonna come over here into fill, and yeah, let's just start plopping down. Let's plop down some houses. We'll leave this area open, but we will put houses along here. Perfect. And I wanna make sure that the houses spawn in the right spot here. So I'm gonna come in with a path, and I'm gonna D-zone right here. I wanna make sure that this zones in properly. Cool, cool, cool. And we can take that out and look at the zoning. Yeah, awesome. So that comes in here, take that out, and hopefully, perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now let's, we need one more path along here. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, now we'll just continue, or not continue, but we will, we'll just kind of zone this out. Now along this, which is our highway, we're only gonna come up about 4 units just along here. And honestly, we might actually take that back to 3 units just so that we have enough space to add a bunch of trees along here. And then we'll do 3 units all the way over to here. Perfect. And then on these other sides, because yes, this is a highway. However, it's also an arterial. It's not like a busy freeway. We will bring our houses all the way over. And this is one area that I actually forgot to put down our paths, so let's bring those in now. Perfect, just like that. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll come in here and along our collector, I forgot in some areas, we're going to add some commercial along here as well. And I want this to show up on the right side. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Loving the way that this is looking so far. Dang, messed that one up. That is okay. Perfect, that's better. Cool, cool. And this area over here, I don't really want to add a house, a 2x2 house. We have some across the street, so I'm just going to add a little park over here. And that should also help with making the neighborhood quite nice. Cool, cool, cool. So I think this area is going to look really nice. And let's just continue this to our other areas as well. Along this road, we're going to have our commercial. So let's just bring it over here. Awesome. And then I want it kind of like around the lake, and we're going to have some paths around here as well. So let's just add like little spots right there. Cool. Awesome. We'll do like a building right here. And then we'll honestly, I think we might do like one here, one there. We'll add some houses around our cul-de-sac, but we're going to add a path back here, and that is just so that we can add some bigger houses along here. And we'll fill in these areas with paths where we can. Maybe we'll have to take out some homes, but I just wanted to put paths where the natural topography and natural layout of the subdivision kind of entails and makes sense for it to go. So we'll do that afterwards. As for this power line, we're gonna keep that in. And that just kind of sucks for the houses that live here, but honestly, so be it. We will add some commercial right there. Perfect. We'll put some more commercial right here. And then we will add homes across here. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. So I think that's going to make this lake kind of a really interesting spot. And then around here, we're going to take out these paths. And one thing that I actually didn't even think about doing over here was adding offices, like small offices. So I think we'll also sprinkle in some offices over here on our main collector. We'll put them anywhere that isn't building out, like any commercial spots that aren't building out right now. So like over here, we'll do one right there. Perfect. And hopefully that should kind of help the demand over here. And then this area, it's already all built out, so we don't really need to worry about any offices. Maybe we'll put some around our elementary school. Just small ones, just like that. And then I want to come into our parks and see how we're looking. Right now, everything's green, so we don't really need to worry about it, which is awesome. All right, so it looks like everything is zoned over here, which is quite nice. Yeah, this is going to be quite the little busy area, but that's okay. We had a moped that slipped. He looks like he's fine though. Or it's a motorcycle. Looks like a moped to me. All right, this area is all done over here, and I quite like it, to be honest with you. We do need to add a buffer in between the highway. So let's come into our landscape and let's come into terraforming, or sorry, we'll come into our pine trees, and we'll just litter some pine trees around here. And these will act as like a sound barrier for the highway. Again, if the highway is very, very, very loud for these people, then we will come back here and add highway sound barriers. Just like that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then actually what I think I'm gonna do is we have a little spot right here. Yeah, let's here, and we'll zone this up. And that will just make it a little bit more bold. Awesome. So I think this is going to look really cool, especially when these trees grow. I really like this area. I think it's going to look nice. This is starting to grow out now. So what we can do now is we can actually come in here and we can take out these paths. pause the game because I might have just ruined everything. Okay, we can press play again. All right, let's continue taking out these paths. Let's see, where else did we put them? Right over here. I think that's pretty much everywhere, and then just over here. Cool, cool, cool. So now let's come in here with our paths, and now we'll kind of connect up some areas that we think make sense, right? So that way there's a little bit of walkability through these parts. So we'll start right here, actually, and we just took out a building. Love, love, love it. And that might happen. We might take out buildings. And honestly, it's not good. Definitely not good, but it might just be something that happens. We're taking out tons of buildings, which may not be the most realistic thing in the entire world, but it's happening. It is happening. It's unfortunate, but yeah. And the main spot that I want to add some paths is around this lake. I think that that would be really cool. And I don't know why adding a crossing here made this building go out, but such is the limitation of the game, I suppose. We'll just take out this entire building, and that just sucks, but it is what it is. Cool, cool, cool. And I'm wondering if we can put a path back here, because that would be really cool. And we can. Oh my God, I love it. Awesome. That looks really cool. And we'll bring a path back here, but we're not going to make it create any crossings just in case. This is a high traffic area. Cool, cool, cool. I'm just looking around and seeing if there's any other paths that we want to build in. Maybe we bring one down here. Awesome. We'll probably leave it just like that. Maybe we bring one up here. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll leave these. We'll leave it like that. Awesome. So I kind of like those paths. Those are looking cool. We're going to come into our vegetation. We're going to turn down our brush strength quite a bit, down to 50. We're going to turn up our brush size up to 200. And we're going to paint just some trees in here. And these are just some hickory trees, and then we're gonna come in with our pine trees afterwards as well. And I can't really tell if it's adding any. I hope that it is, but from this angle, it's not really good. And then we're gonna come in with oaks as well, and I don't know if this will add any, because these trees are quite large. But in the summer, hopefully, it looks lush. For now, I think it looks pretty decent, honestly. We'll take that out. So our subdivision is kind of done over here. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to build our subway station, and we're seeing traffic accidents like crazy, and I'm wondering, for our do we need another road maintenance building? I think we're fine for the most part, but that could be something that we bring in the future. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of traffic accidents. Maybe that's just the winter as well. We also are seeing a lot of people waiting for hearses, so let's come into our death care and see. Our crematorium availability is looking good. I don't think we need to overdo it with that. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to come into our progression. We're going to come over into our basic transportation, and we're going to unlock subways. Awesome. Super, super exciting. I love subways. Okay, so let's come into here. We need to add our subway yard first. And I'm wondering I'm thinking for a good spot for this. And I'm thinking that we're going to put it right here because it's quite large, but I think that this could be a good spot because it's kind of away from everything. It is near some of these residential areas, but it's far enough away from our density that we don't really need to worry about our density creeping in and this being in the way, more or less. The other spot that I want to put it is over here, but unless we change around a lot of infrastructure, that won't really work. Or right here, but this is a little bit too close to the highway. Whoa, so I think right here is going to be perfect. So we're going to place it. We're going to place it right here. Perfect. And now we have access to our underground subway stations, our overground, and our tracks. And then afterwards, we'll get the subway line tool. So for our subway stations, I want to place them in a few key areas in the city. And knowing that our city is going to expand, we need to leave room for that as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to place one over here. And we're going to turn back on snapping. We're going to place one on Pleasant Street right across from our parking lot. And honestly, look at this parking lot. It is packed. sweet. Oh my God, we're probably making a ton of money from that, which is really, really cool. Yeah, so I want to place that across, and this is going to act as a subway station for this area over here. And then I also want to place one over here. And I'm thinking about putting it kind of near our elementary school, mainly because that's in this like core area and we don't have to take out an entire building. It would be really cool to place it like in some of these areas, but they're a little bit too small and they won't actually fit, unfortunately. It is what it is, I suppose. We could add one right here, actually. No, but see, it's a little bit too far from this core area. So I would like to place one right here. The only thing is we are going to have to take out this path, but we're going to add that back right away. So we'll actually just do it right now so I don't forget, because you know me, I will. Now let's come back over in here and let's place a few more spots. I think I might add one over here by our harbor as well, now that I think about it. So let's place that right here. Perfect. I want one in our downtown for sure. And is there buildings here? Oh, we have a tennis court right here. Okay. So thinking about where to put it in our downtown, it would honestly, this is awesome. It would fit right here, and we would have to take out a building, but these are just like 2x2 buildings anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we're gonna want to place one right by our college as well. Yeah, if we place this one, then you have access to the university, but we don't have any transit over here. So I think this would be a really good spot. We are going to have to take out another path, and I'm hoping that we can meander a path back here, and we can. Cool. And now let's look. I believe that's everywhere. Oh, I would like to also bring one over into this area as well. So let's think about where we want to put that. Because our rail yard is over here, I think we're gonna place it by our school. And let's honestly just place it right here. So it's gonna be right by our school, but also right by some offices over here. So if you work here and you live down here or vice versa, then you can get kind of anywhere. Cool. So now let's come into our track and let's connect all these up. So the subway, if you don't know, starts at 20 meters below. So if we go down 20 and we grab right here and we come out, it's a 0.8. And because there is a little bit of movement, that is perfect. If we go up or down, yeah, 20 meters. So I don't want to connect these two up because we're going to be continuing our city this way and this way as well. And I think that I want these tracks right here to go in either direction. So this one will kind of come down here and then this one will go up here. So these two are not going to connect to each other, which means that these need to connect to pretty much everything else. So let's grab them and start connecting them. So we're going to bring this over to here, and then we're going to be taking this guy and we're going to bring this down 10 meters at a 7-degree slope, which is not phenomenal. I understand. So let's actually just try this again. We're actually going to start on the other side. So we're going to come up to 20. We're going to grab this. We're going to come around. So at a 180, perfect. We're going to come up to here and we're going to come up as much as we can. So we're at a 12.5, which is not phenomenal, but we're going to have to make it work, unfortunately. Cool. So this is quite the slope, obviously, but I mean, you would probably be coming slow through here anyway. And you know, for the most part, it's a game as well. We do need to connect this up. So let's just do that right now that I'm thinking about it. Perfect. And then let's just curve this in. Perfect, just like that. We will have to add some power through here. Cool. And honestly, what I might end up doing is let's just upgrade this road right here. Yeah, we're just gonna upgrade this into a 4-lane collector because that's, I mean, it's kind of already, it's technically an arterial, so it doesn't need to be a 3-lane, but it's fine the way it is. Now let's come over here and let's continue building this out. So we're gonna come into our straight line. We're gonna go down to 10 or down to 20. We're gonna connect these up. Let's come up to 15 because we're still underground at 15, and then let's curve in right here and we'll have to come up to 0. Well, actually, we'll continue this out to about here, but we'll come up to 12.5. Perfect. And then we'll come around to this road right here. Perfect. And the slopes are also going to be pretty crazy down here. But again, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. I really do. Now let's just connect these up. So we have this guy over here, and we need to bring this out and connect up with our college. So the one thing here that I know that we're going to have to do, because our water is so deep over here, unfortunately, we're going to have to come into terraforming, turn this way down, probably to like 30 or 40, grab a little bit of a higher height. So maybe like this one right here, and then just bring this up right over here. And this is just so that we can get through it with our subway. This would be such an expensive project. Good thing it's a game. So again, big slope here, unfortunately. And maybe we do a 15 here because we're still underground. And then we can go back down to 20. And then we can curve in right over here. I want to snap to pretty much everything. That hits that, and then we need to connect up right over here as well. So let's bring this road out, or this rail line out. And honestly, I think what we're going to end up doing, because it's a little bit less deep over here, this is where we're going to come underground. So I'm going to come into our freeform tool, and we're going to see a negative 6.5, probably part of the best that we're going to get. And then we come down, and let's see. So that's a 0.7. So that's actually not that bad. And then we can link up right there. Perfect. And then here we don't have to go underground. We can kind of come around just like that. Cool, cool, cool. And then this one, we just need to connect up this now. So actually, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to use our complex curve mode. And now let's come up and see if we can make this happen. So I'm going to come here. We're going to grab right here. Is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen? I think it is. So let's try that one more time. That's less ridiculous, honestly. A little bit nicer curves. Perfect. And then we'll leave it like that, which is cool. And now let's draw this out. So we'll do this one side first. We'll come over. Let's make sure we have the right ones. We want to be on that side. Perfect. Drawing these is a little bit more difficult than drawing any other stations. And it wants to do a full loop. So we're just going to come back over here. So it wants to do a full loop. So we're just going to have this come all the way back. And we don't need to have two lines, which is actually kind of nice. And then we'll complete the route. Awesome. So if we come into our lines, come into subway, we should have one line. And we're just going to call this the downtowny line. And it's green. That's fine. And then over here, perfect. So now we have our subway station. Our parking is crazy. And I think I would like to add just a little bit more. So we're going to come in with our alley roads. We're going to send a road out here. And then we're going to come in with some parking, probably just a large parking lot, and place it just right down here, which is perfect. And then we can come in and we can continue or finish off, I suppose, our paths over here. Just like that. And then we can also come in and just plop a few trees down. And we'll do this manually as well because it's a little bit of a tighter area. Cool, cool, cool. So these areas are looking pretty decent. We do have some traffic over here. That makes sense. Oh, we have a lot of crossing right here. So let's see if we can actually turn off the lights. We can. Cool. So we'll let people walk as they want. And we'll turn off lights almost everywhere as well. So I don't think we need them. but it's honestly looking better than it was. Like, obviously the traffic is pretty intense down here, but it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. The other thing I want to check, we are not seeing garbage issues over here. So we fixed it. Awesome. Good to know that if you're seeing garbage issues in your farmland, all you got to do is just have a road that kind of comes across. You don't lose that much farmland. It's going to be okay. I promise you. So the last thing I want to do before we go is check how our transportation is doing. How is our subway? We're only serving 60 a month. Sounds insane. 74. Yeah. So it just hasn't played out. So I'm going to turn it up and let it run for a bit. And we're going to check back at the end of March. All right. We are at just about the end of March, which is nice because the snow is finally going to go away. But if we look at our subway usage, we are up to 6,000 and it's rising. Like just 2 seconds ago, it was at 4,000, which is awesome. If we look, we have 900 passengers, which is incredible. I'm wondering, do we have enough? We have 165, 72 people waiting. Let's see if this train can pick up them all up. We still have 102 people waiting. That doesn't make any sense. This has 300 passengers. Oh, maybe they're going oh no, now it's at 44. 180. Yeah, so these trains can carry 1,000 people. So we are chilling. They are picking up so many people. Like this guy should be just about full. Look at that. Awesome. 1,000 passengers at this moment. Yeah, it's up to 7,000. It's quickly becoming our most valuable mode of transportation, which is amazing. We're seeing 30,000 people taking transit a month, which is awesome. So we have about 3/5 of our population using transit, which is amazing. So while we were waiting to see what our transit utilization was going to be, I made a few quick changes. One of them was I just added these up, or connected this rail yard up a little bit better. It's not the prettiest thing in the entire world, but it works for now. Maybe after we change it around, but for now, I think it's looking pretty decent. The other thing is we upgraded Yanni Highway over to a 4-lane, and I think that this is going to handle traffic a little bit easier. It was getting extremely busy over here, so I think adding that extra 2 lanes helped out. But yeah, guys, that is going to be everything for the episode. If you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you love the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section how awesome it is that the game has car accidents that cause these massive traffic jams. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.